Happy Thursday. Sorry, I know I'm out working out again. Yeah, I often find another good reason for doing fitness is it often makes your brain kick into gear. It's your thinking time, creativity time. Anyway, so apologies, I'm looking sweaty again. One of the things that has depressed me in recent years about humans, particularly adults, is their ability, or their lack of ability, to think logically, rationally, critically. You know, we've had Keir Starmer, who in essence should be a bright guy, has had to wait for the courts to tell him what a woman is, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, great, I knew it, you know, yeah, a woman's an adult human female. Like, we didn't know that already. Or in COVID, it was pretty blatantly obvious to a lot of people that it wasn't this dire fall in the street disease that China were propagating, and that the COVID vaccines were rushed and dubious and seemingly not the best when you listen to people with their experiences. And yet people said you're a COVID denier or an anti-vaxxer. But then they start to see articles coming through from peer-reviewed articles and scientists saying the same thing, and then they're like, oh right, yeah, that's correct. And now, after years of talking about geoengineering and getting a lot of flack for that, because the media tells people all of a sudden it's okay to accept geoengineering and that governments are doing it or looking at doing it, they're doing it. Oh, okay, so geoengineering is a thing. Yeah, I've been saying that for years. And then I hope the next thing is that people, at some point when the media may tell them that they can believe such facts, is that Russia are not the only bad guy in the war with the Ukraine. I'm hoping that is the next truth bomb to drop. Because only with facts, logic, reason, can progress be made. If you don't have facts, you can't move forward. And I just wish people start to see with their own eyes and feels they're able to speak truths without feeling the need for the media or the government to tell them that they can say such facts. You know, the next one would be that there is no climate crisis. CO2 is the gas of life. It's great. It's why farmers pump CO2 into greenhouses to make their plants grow. And the idea that they think CO2, which is 0.04% of the atmosphere, man responsible for a little 3%, UK less than 1%, if they really think that's affecting the climate, there's a lot of scientists that would like to tell you otherwise. And again, logic, reason should tell you otherwise. Do you really think the UK need to, look, that's the one bit of blue sky today, need to block out the sun? I don't. We need more sun. It's why our crops failed in big numbers last year, because we had a really grey, dull, wet year. Actually, it wasn't that wet, but it was dull and grey. No sun. Plants need sun. Humans need sun. Insects need sun. Birds need sun. It tells them when to wake up. You know, we used to worship the sun, and there's a lot of reasons for that. There is no climate crisis. Deaths from natural disasters are at an all-time low. Yeah, we've had fires, but they're all pretty much arson, not to do with the climate, actually to do a lot with green idiots stopping doing things like burning back the bush or dredging rivers to stop flooding, which they did for centuries, and then green people thought it would be a great idea to stop. We need to go back to the past, learn from our forefathers, because they generally understood facts and logic. I just pray people start to see the reality in front of their faces without needing the government to tell them what they're allowed to think. Thoughts for today. Have a good one.